time for segment 2. And Yamaguchi-san down here, he had himself a bad week. Now we're gonna return. Not return. This is the return of the "What the Fuck" segment, and we're doing video now. So I figure we need a transition when we do these reoccurring segments. So I needed a what the fuck kind of transition, something that made you just go, "What the fuck is that?" So let's transition.
Oh man, that's deep.
What in the fuck is he doing?
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
Where was that from? Why do I feel like I was with you with that video?
You were. That was.
Yeah,
I think that was.
What the fuck was
I think
that?
it was like Playland. We went to like
What the
Playland.
fuck? Hey, look, it worked. I said, what the fuck was that? Perfect.
It did work. You see, and I was that I looped that one clip because it was a clip that I did for some video or whatever, and then I added the what the fuck. But we're transitioning, right? That's what we're doing. More of these. We're getting into it. More visuals. The more professional look, right? And this is the return of the what the fuck segment. And before we get into this one, I have an apology I have to make because I like as you missed it from last week's update. I released on the channel, I think, episodes 1 through 65 complete now is on the YouTube. Those 2 episodes that I couldn't get on before, I got them on. I sat down, I edited everything. YouTube said, okay, this is acceptable, and it's on the channel. So 1 through 65, the first 65 original episodes are on the YouTube channel, and I have scheduled all the way up to 80, okay? But in doing that, I've had to review some of these older episodes, so I started clipping things out. Old what the fuck segments, a couple of the what ifs, some rest in peace tributes that we did. I cut them all out. I'm putting them in their own playlist. So I've put together quite a few what the fucks that are on the YouTube channel right now. You guys can go check them out. One what the fuck segment I did not add to the pile because after listening back to it, it was an incredibly difficult listen because of the topic, the topic of conversation. It has something to do with some guy who got caught trying to kidnap a kid or something. And I was like, it was just like weird circumstances. And I don't know, I was giving the details. The more I listened to what I said, this is going to get flagged for sure. So no way. It's I didn't eliminate it from the original episode, and it didn't get flagged on the original episode. But I knew that if I cut just that one segment, there's no chance it passes. So I didn't add it to the playlist, but it is on the original episode. So it wasn't like I did anything crazy. The story and the subject matter I felt like was like, there's no way that this gets passed to moderators. So I just left it alone. But this one I think will do just fine. So Yamaguchi-san, he had a bad week. I had it in front of me a second ago, but the exact hold on, 1, 2, 5, drop in Japan. So we have to take you to the land of the rising sun. We're taking you to Japan, and we're taking you to 1945. The gentleman in question here is a mechanical engineer. He is a resident of Nagasaki, Japan. And on August the 6th, 1945, it just so happens he had some business to take care of in Hiroshima, or however the fuck you people pronounce it. He had some business to take care of on August 5th, and he went down there to handle said business. And once business had concluded and he was on his way, boom! A big, bright, shiny light appeared. Now, there was one guy, the link that I sent you, where he kind of got a little artistic with the way that he explained how all this went down. But the actual natural facts is that this was during wartime. A plane had gone over the mainland, which was unusual because back in those days, and even the days before it, rule of thumb when it comes to the military, when it comes to wartime, they keep the war within the military. not a lot of civilian interaction when it comes to wartime. So seeing a B-52 bomber over mainland was a little alarming, but it is what it is. And then a little tiny speck comes flying out of the bottom of that thing. That's odd looking. And then that little speck hits the ground, and all of a sudden it just says, "Hakudu." Quite possibly the scariest sight a human being will ever get a chance to witness, if ever so briefly, because witnessing it means blinding yourself for a few minutes.
If you see it, you usually don't live to tell.
Yeah. What was it that said? If you can see the flash, it's already too late.
Yeah.
So he was in Hiroshima when the bomb goes off. The blast knocks him into a mud hole and destroys everything within a 5-mile radius. Obviously, you guys know out there how a nuclear blast works. And he survives. He takes damage from the initial burst. He gets radiation burns on his body. He gets the lesions, but he survives. He's surrounded by radiation, what could only be categorized as a lethal dose, and he's just up and about, and he's just like, what the fuck just happened? He's knocked loopy. He gets taken to a medical facility, him and a bunch of other people. They're trying, it's a nuclear bomb, so the hospital is a little busy. So they're taking care of him. They're doing whatever it needs to do. He spends the night in like some bunker or like some underground safe house. And he goes, I can't stay here. I got to go home. So the fucking guy goes home. He hops on a train and he heads back home to Nagasaki. About a day or two goes by. And this is the killer part of the story, folks. And I want you to understand, I'm Chinese, not Japanese. We all get put into the same category of Asian, but I can promise you, I am not, nor will I ever be this Asian. This fucking guy went back to work. He went back to work. He just survived a nuclear bomb.
No time off.
He's got the shakes. Shit's happening. But goddamn it, this paperwork's not going to file itself. So he comes back to work. And when he comes back to work, the bosses can clearly see the boy ain't right. something wrong with his head, right? Something going on. You look off, all right? You got some bandages going. You look like you've had a shitty day. Now, as crazy as it may seem to some people, this is way before the age of technology and the way that we have it today. But there were people who were not aware at that time. It had only been about 2 or 3 days that Hiroshima just got hit with a nuclear bomb. Nuclear bomb at that time was just, what is that, right? Like theoretical shit. No one's actually seen what that looks like before. So he didn't know that Yamaguchi was in that bomb. And while they're having this conversation, flash. Oh shit.
That PTSD kicked in quick, bro.
Quick. Because he didn't even listen, and I don't blame him. This isn't a shot to him. He saw the flash and immediately knew what to do and didn't bother to save a fucking soul. He just said, nope, I know what to do. And he went right underneath that desk, and everyone in that room died but him. Second fucking time in 1 week, he was exposed to the radiation and the impact of a full-on nuclear fucking blast. And the kicker to me, the cherry on the goddamn sundae, he survived the second bomb better than he survived the first, but that was because he wasn't exposed to the elements the second time, right? He just got mollywopped like everybody else. And despite all of this happening, he got nervous about his family, his wife and his son. He has a wife and son. So in the middle of this mushroom cloud in the sky, he starts huffing it to try to get home to see what's going on with his family. And he gets to his home to see his home in shambles. It's just been obliterated. Didn't stand a fucking chance. And he's distraught. And oh no, I just lost my family and this, so on and so forth. And we come to find out that the wife and son weren't home. They went off to a nearby market, which isn't so near because it's the 40s and it's Japan. It was a whiles away, but they went to a market to go get him ointment for his burns. And when they were there, the bomb went off, and they went underneath the market, and they only suffered minor injuries, some cuts, some bruises, but they were fine. They lived. And so the family as a whole, it must have been like Die Hard. Like, why does this keep happening to us? I don't know. Who did you piss off that they keep doing this shit to just you, my guy? Why does this just keep happening to you? I don't know. That guy, by the way, who survived 2 nuclear bombs, was exposed to all that radiation, lived to the age of 90 years old, bro. 90. He lived a long life after that. And of course, they were like, well, he became a nuclear disarmament advocate. No shit. No shit.
We got the credentials.
Because who you kidding? Because to come out of that and all of a sudden be like, you know what? I didn't like the experience, but those bombs make sense. Those bombs make sense. I'm just saying. They had to do what they had to do. No ill will. No ill will. We're at war. None of that was happening. None of that was happening. Now, you said you had made mention that you've heard of this story before.
Yeah, I don't know what I was watching. I was watching something or someone told me. Honestly, I thought it was, we talked about it, but I don't think that was the case. But yes, I watched the videos too, just to kind of refresh myself on it. But yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. The crazy thing for me is, like, I don't know, this may not be the craziest part of the story, but like, his wife left the house and was out far enough to kind of get touched by it, but like, she would have been cooked if she was fucking home to get him some ointment. And my dumb ass started laughing because I'm like, these women today would fucking never. They asses would have been cooked. They would have been done sitting at home with their Starbucks talking about sending me a text to pick up the ointment.
So yeah, I'll get the ointment in a little bit. Sure.
Yeah, I'll rub it on you. Just bring it here. Bring the ointment. Actually, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Because I care about you so much. I'm gonna DoorDash it. It'll be here before you get here, and I'm gonna rub it on you.
Great. Right, now you're killing the DoorDasher.
Damn. all for a $5 run, too. That sucks.
I was gonna say, let me ask you this question: if you're a DoorDasher and you're in the car in mid-order, right, and you see that flash of light behind you, are you still completing that delivery, or what's
you got to, bro? They're gonna ding you on it. You need to listen. You can go check on your family, but you need to put that bag on the doorstep, take a picture of it, and go straight home. And dash right away, go straight home. But you can't lose that percentage, bro. You cannot go down to 70%.
But the world you're entering now is a world where those statistics might not even matter anymore.
No, yes, because because listen, what if that bomb hits your workplace? Now you don't got a job. You need that DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make a couple dollars. You need before you gotta apply to some new shit. You need that percentage, bro. You gotta drop off that package. That ointment's gotta go. That shit is all rubble. The place is all rubble. You just put the bag in front of the rubble, take a shot, and just fucking dip.
It's the Tom Hanks with Castaway when he delivered the FedEx package after he was rescued. He's like, really though, like. They're not even residents there anymore. Like, it's done and over with. Like, it's like rain or shine.
But his percentage was fine. That's what matters the most. You need your percentage, bro. I'm telling you. They try to take it from you. You gotta keep it up.
So just as a little small piece of information that I'd like to slide into this What the Fuck segment, because we're talking about the atomic bomb, right? There's a movie that came out with Oppenheimer that my wife and son absolutely refused to watch. I went to the movie theater on my own to go watch it.
Really?
And I did. Yeah, I wanted to watch that movie so goddamn bad. I'm a history buff. I want to know what their version of the story is, because it's a movie, so it's not going to be like, I'm not watching the History Channel here. This is going to be performance art. You know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to kind of get a vibe and kind of I just wanted to see theatrically how that would feel. And they really built it up. And one of my takeaways from the movie, it is also one of my takeaways, because like I said, I'm a history buff. I watch documentaries on shit like this all the time. And that's why this one struck a nerve with me, because if you think back to that first bomb, the one that hit the Hiroshima, they nicknamed that one Little Boy. That was the name of that bomb. Everything they had, resource-wise, secrecy, just the word of mouth, everything they had went into that bomb. And when that bomb was released off of the chain the first time, when it was just a test, and it's in the movie. If you watch the movie, you'll see how everyone reacted to the test bomb. When that first bomb went off, first time ever, the men who saw that bomb go off with the special goggles and the whole shebang, they were quoted as saying that they had never seen anything like it in human history. And since then, the science will back that. Up until that point, remember, we were a civilization of rocks and stones and sticks to the atomic bomb. It changed their lives forever. And it's a scary thought that in Japan, when I was watching this footage of Yamaguchi, there is a section that is you can tour and you can visit, but you can't interact with. I actually saw it on my Oculus through the Wonder app. There's a place called the Walls of Shadows. And what it was is that when the bomb went off, the flash from the bomb, when it incinerated their bodies, it took almost like a picture of it and it hit the wall.
Like a silhouette.
Like a silhouette of like people either with their hands up or whatever they were doing when the bomb went off. That silhouette hit the wall. This was in 1945. It's 2026 and those shadows are still there. They just sectioned it off now and they keep it untouched and try to keep it like a landmark. When those bombs were released in Japan, it's considered, even to this day, the most destructive act of war in the history of the world. So what I would like to present to the people is to let you know that bomb that we dropped, the one that changed the world, the one that was where was it the most famous quote from Oppenheimer, that he is now the eater of worlds. That bomb is a speck. It is an annoyance. It's a flea on the back of the animals of the bomb world of today. Because the toys that we have today are far different. I'm going to show you what I mean. Just as an example. And I'm going to take this banner away real quick so you can see the whole thing here at the bottom. Can you see that picture?
Mm-hmm.
Down here on the bottom, Hiroshima was a 15 kiloton nuclear weapon that went off in that mushroom cloud that everyone remembers and talks about. The one that engulfed almost the whole Isle of Japan. That only rose to 20,000 feet, which for the record is a lot of fucking feet. You'll see here next to the Nagasaki one, 21 kilotons. So that first bomb that Yamaguchi experienced was a bad bomb. When he went to Nagasaki, he felt an even badder bomb. This was a bigger bomb. If you notice, commercial airline altitude is around 30,000 to 35,000 feet, slightly above where a mushroom cloud would have been for those earlier bombs. But since then, and this is not the total, I'm showing you just 3 here. I have a picture somewhere else saved where it's more. Little Boy that was dropped in Hiroshima wouldn't even make the top 10 today. But this is here. This was kilotons. Then we have one that was 1 megaton, Licorn. That was about 50,000 feet. We have a 15 megaton, Castle Bravo, which takes us well over 100,000 feet. And so far, the king, the Tsar bomb, 50 megatons. That mushroom cloud reaches over 200,000 feet. So the reason why we know this Tsar bomb is 200,000 feet is because it's been tested. And when they tested it, even the people who did the testing actually said that they feel like they did damage to the atmosphere. That was just the test. We let one of these bitches off the chain again, whether it be test or no test. I could be coitance for everybody. And for Yamaguchi, when I'll put the banner back up, by the way, so I don't lose track of the editing. When Yamaguchi survived these bombs,
That's not the right one.
Oh no, it's not the right one. You're absolutely right. We're off of that shit. When we set the bomb off those 2 times combined, if you put the kilotons together, they don't equal close to the top 10 that we have now. So while they were considering him in the video a miracle, he had an angel on his side. As the comments were like, this guy's the main character. He's got all the plot armor. He can't die. He is him. All this stuff. Given, if that situation was given today, 0 chance of survival. 0. One of those Tsar bombs takes out a whole country. Just out. Like Russia would be wiped off the face of the fucking earth. If they dropped one of those sons of bitches in Kansas, we'd feel it here on the East Coast. Like, no, it's like it's game over. That's it. That's why the closer we get to nuclear warfare, the scarier it gets, because it's like it's not going to affect only the people you were trying to hurt. It's going to affect everybody. Chernobyl, which is what we were talking about before we went on the air, that was an accidental explosion, and that town, that city, whatever you want to call it, is uninhabitable today. And that's one. One. If you look at the comic books, or if you look at movies where they just all of a sudden just let like 8 or 9 off the chain, and you just see little targets coming toward the U.S., forget it. It's fucking over. We're all little Yamaguchis just trying to make it happen, but it isn't, man. It isn't. But anyway,